Hello folks, we're going to review this amplifier tonight. This is a VOX AD-50VT Valvetronics. Now this is a hybrid amp. I thought this had like a miniature tube that pushed the preamp, but this is actually a fully tube driven amp, just that the modeling is digital. And you got your different amps there. Probably can't see them, but so you have a clean channel, clean amp. You'll have a black 2x12, that'd be a Fender Twin Reverb 2x12. Tweed, which would be a Fender Bassman. An AC15 and AC30, and then Marshall and Mesa Boogie craziness after that, which doesn't really go with harmonica. But believe it or not, the amp that works the best with this is the AC15. Now, I got this idea of a VOX amp being good for harmonica. I went to Spa in 2022, and there's a swap meet on, I think they have that on Friday morning, and everybody brings stuff to sell. Well, somebody, I don't know if it was a Spa attendee or someone local, they had two VOX AC30s, real ones, like ones built in the 60s, which were, they sounded so good, and I got to play one, and I'm like, wow, this sounds so, but I asked, how much does this cost? And he's like, we'll throw up $3,000, and I'm like, no. But yeah, if they get one from way back then, that's how much they cost. This has some built-in effects, which is some of the effects are really good. The delay is good. The Ottawa is decent. The Fraser is really good, and the rotary is really good in this thing too. So we'll demo. We're going to demo it. I'll put the camera down over here. Get it out of the way. Get this door out of the way. All right. I'm using A-hop, so I don't feel like digging the other ones up. All right, right now I just got it on a slapback delay. We're running the AC15 with the treble, bass, and middle straight up. Usually on an amp I have to turn them all the way down, so there's no feedback. This amp has a built-in noise gate too, which is really handy for a harmonica player. All right, try it out with just a slap. Let's try it with a little more drive. Well, it's called gain on this amp. Really good. All right. Now I'm going to throw the American sound pedal on. Let me turn the drive down. It's probably going to feedback on me. And see how that goes. As you see, that's tasty. That is really tasty. Maybe a little more drive. What the hell? That is good, and it's loud as hell. All right, I'm going to shut the American sound pedal off for now, and now I'm going to try some of these effects. We'll put the reverb on first. This might be a little bit too much, but let's try it. That's a nice hall reverb. Nothing special. It's not a spring reverb. It's, So let's try the rotary. The rotary reverb on this is from another planet. That is really good. Hope the microphone on the camera is picking that up, how good that is. It is really good. Let's try some tremolo. And you can tap in the speed on the tremolo. good. I dig the flanger. How about some chorus? This is chorus and reverb. Now, if you're a guy that plays a lot of chords like I do, that's sweet as a peach. Alright, let's try chorus delay. Excellent. Alright. This is a compressor in a chorus. That is very subtle. It's not bad, but it's very subtle. Okay, let's see. The phaser. This is a compressor and a phaser. If you're playing chords, it really kicks it up a notch. Excellent. Okay, straight up compressor. Okay. And the auto wah, which is something I use a lot. If I don't use it too much, it's because it's too fun. The only thing I don't like about this auto wah and this amp is I like to set it so the attack is more and the sensitivity is a little less. But that's not bad. It'll work in a pinch. Okay, so that is all the effects. Now there's two presets you can have. You can run it manually, and there's two presets that can run by a pedal. I didn't get the pedal with this because I bought it on Facebook Marketplace, and very, very, very cheap. Now, you can spend, thousands of dollars on an old Vox or an old Fender Bassman and, real tube. This is real tube driven amp. This amp it takes a few moments to warm up. The digital stuff is just, to me, it's icing on the cake. I mean, this was a no-brainer, and you can get them cheap. How cheap? I bought my old amp for about $100, and I reviewed it. You can look in the video in my Facebook page. It's a Behringer keyboard amp, and it served my purpose as well. But it's a 14-inch speaker, and not really good for harmonica. Doesn't focus the sound in, so a lot of notes got lost. These are 212s, just like a Fender Twin Reverb. Much better. I saw this on Facebook Marketplace, $150, which is a damn steal in itself. And I asked the guy, would you be willing to trade straight up for my amp? And he's like, well, I don't really want to do that, but I'll tell you what, give me $50 and your amp. And so, bottom line, $50. I had to give up my old amp, and what was I going to do with it anyway? I'd have to sell it, and I probably wouldn't get as much money I bought it for, maybe. And yeah, this works out great. So, let's see if there's anything else I want to tell you about this thing. Yeah, so you got the two presets. You can work with a pedal, and I'm assuming I haven't got the foot switch yet. You can turn them off and just have it run manually. So you can set all the effects where you want in the channel, hit that button, you got them. Set all the effects you want in the other channel, hit the button, you got them. And then hopefully, I don't know if it's going to work this way, but hopefully you can just shut it off and then go with the manual settings, so you really have 3 presets at your disposal. Yeah, so that's the way I hope that's going to work. But if you're looking for a tube amp, and I wanted the tube amp because I played, like I said, those amps at Spa, and boy, they really sounded good. It sounds just as good. It's funny though, because you would have thought the amps that were good for harmonica like the Fender Twin Reverb and the Fender Bassman would be the best sounding for hot. But no, it's the AC-15 setting in this thing that sounds phenomenal. And yeah, go figure. It's a VOX amp. So, all right. So any questions, please write them in the comments. I will answer them. Any question you have about this amp, I highly recommend getting one. The only downside to this thing is that it's heavy, but like I said, it's a real tube amp. It's not one of the newer ones they have like this, where, like I said, it's a preamp tube, and that's it. The rest of it's electronics. This is a real tube amp, and the computer stuff is built in for the voicing. That's why they call it a hybrid. That's why they call it a hybrid amp. But it's really a nice sounding tube amp. It really is. All right, hope you guys get something out of it. And yeah, if you're looking for an amp on the cheap, I would go with this. Have a good night.